morning, Marianas. So many things we gotta discuss. Happy day, Tirawami greetings. To Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news. From a beautiful place with Pacific views. It's always so much fun. Oh. Good morning, Mariana.
And holy cow, I think after the weekend we just had, we're about due for something to take our minds off of the craziness that happened out here in the Marianas over the last couple days. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. You're looking live out in Oleai. That is Beach Road. It looks like one lane is paved up with all that cool non-skid stuff. The rest, needs a little bit more love. And man, speaking of a little bit more love, I think there's some kids out there in Saipan need a little bit more love. And we got to see firsthand what happens when those kids aren't getting it. And prove me wrong. Just, I don't know if anyone else's heart sank a little bit when they saw all this stuff that happened over the last couple of days. But holy crap, I can't believe it. Anyway, we're going to get to all that here in just a little bit. First, we're going to get to our traffic. We're going to talk about what the traffic's looking like out here in Saipan. So let's hit to that first. Oh, geez. We were going to have some Christmas music, apparently. Hold on, just want to get you our little traffic stuff. All right, we're going to get onto the roads and let you know what is happening out here right now, because it is that drive time. It's that time. You're on the road. Maybe you're thinking about getting ready to leave the house, but right now we are on the road, and we'll take a look down at the base of Capitol Hill over there by Middle Road. Looking pretty nice, not too bad at all. Just a little slow, not too bad at all. We're going to scoot down the road over there, take a look over by Marianas Heights by the lights. It's definitely slowed down, but at the base of Capitol Hill by Micro Beach Road, you can see people are stuck at the light over there and getting ready to go. Still pretty minor, but that's going to take an uptick here pretty soon as people try to get to their jobs. They're 8 o'clock jobs, that's for sure. All right, let's scroll down Middle Road a little bit, make our way down. A little bit slowing over by McDonald's country. That's because people trying to buy themselves some breakfast. All right, over there by IT&E, traffic slow a little bit in every direction, except for the folks who are trying to go past the light. So pretty much able to tell that people have the green light right now coming down the hill from Ozterlai, but it is a little bit slow. How about the old AK intersection? It's Moida, I tell you. Take a look, it's terrible. People stuck in that one single lane trying to take a left, but at least it's not stretching back that far, because even in our little cutout away at the top of the screen, you can see that people are still moving along out in front of our office here in Oleai. Let's go all the way down. Yes, excuse me. Down to Chalampio, where it is every day a subway day, because you would rather take the subway than drive through Chalampio. Well, and there's a subway right there. Over there between Hopwood and the mobile station, it is just not a fun place to be driving at all. Just sit back, watch the show, and watch everybody else hustle and go. All right, 2 more spots where it's a little bit hectic sometimes. Not too bad, actually. Guangdong Hardware, people waiting for a little while trying to get up the hill. Traffic on either side of Chalamonseñor Martinez, but Chalamonseñor Martinez usually a little bit busier over by Shell Dandan, and that's what's looking like the case. A little slow coming down the hill in San Vicente, and if you're trying to get past the Iglesia Church, it's not too bad, but trying to get through that Shell Dandan intersection can be a little hectic. So just plan on giving yourself some time. But if you're coming from Azlito, you know how bad that can be. And it's not that bad right now. So enjoy it. The only cure for traffic is getting out and getting on the roads before that traffic starts to build up. True story. And maybe knowing some local roads won't hurt you from time to time. All right, folks. Well, now we're back to our regular morning. Oh, wait. I didn't think we were going to just jump right back into that. Hey, we're back, though, for a regular morning and talk about some regular stuff that we got going on here in Saipan. And we're going to have the AP headline up there at the 8 o'clock hour. We're probably going to duck out early because we want to get down to the courthouse today. Because even though all 5 of those suspects were exactly, I am a black coffee kind of person, Anna. Thank you so much for asking. I am a total black coffee kind of guy. Hey, looking at the rest of you guys, by the way. Sorry, I didn't tap in and say hi to you guys in the comments. John William, thanks for getting up and early and checking this out this morning. Tobot, my man. Dude, I am missing hanging out with you, dude. Luisa, great to see you in the comments. Again, and we'll see you at baseball, too. Good morning, Jose. Great to see you. Peeling. Oh, so great to see you, partner. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Anna, great to see you, too. We do have like 3 radio. Anna's like, there are like 3 radio stations in your area. Absolutely, you're right. This is the communications corridor. This is us. We're right here. We're at my news service. Other side of our building, just behind us is KKMP. Right over to the side of us is KWOW. And then if you want to go a little bit further down the street, you've got 2 right next to each other. You got Power 99, and then inside the Marianas Business Plaza, you've got KZMI. We're all together. It's like a family compound. It's a communications compound, and we're in the penthouse. We are the highest of them. At least we're the tallest, I should say. And as far as being on the 3rd floor, so you come and hang out with us. You get a little free workout. You get your steps in and all that fun stuff too. You're right. You nailed it. That's it. Hey, really, you guys, I would love when we start digging into these topics that we're going to be talking about today. Love to have you guys call because, I can talk for sure, but I saw just like you guys did everything that came out in the last few days, and about those attackers with the taxi driver. When we talk about, did you guys hear about that girl with the Camaro a couple nights ago? Did you see that video from last night? Like last night. I got that over by Pocpok Beach. I got that too. I got some stuff I could show for that. I could show the whole thing, but I'll tell you what, one of them is a dead body. I don't like looking at that stuff. And the thing that bugged me the most, or not bugged me, that kind of got me the most is there's a guy talking to the police. You see this dead body on the road. There's a person who's just lying there motionless. Completely, there's no mystery. Later, there's another photo where you see him totally covered, but you see all this blood coming from the head area. You don't see it. Thankfully, you don't see the wound because it's so dark, right? And it's a local guy who got hit. Guys, dark skin, dark hair, and then just this big pool of blood, just awful, right? And you feel nobody should die like that, but it's sad that it happened. I don't know if they got the driver or not, but I know that they found that person. But the guy's dead, lying in a pool of his own blood. And then you got some other guy who's talking to the police. The guy who's talking to the police is just, hanging out in his Zorries talking to the police. Not that that's a big deal, but he's standing right in the blood of this other guy. I'm like, dude, I would be a couple of steps away from being right next to that guy's badly injured head and body. I mean, it was just, oh God. With Zorries, it's not like work boots or something like that. You are just that little piece of rubber away from being in that dead man's blood on your feet. Yeah, just not cool. Anyway, I know. And that one from the other night. Hey, good morning, Juan. Thank you for tuning in. Great to see you. Watching from Oregon. Great to see you. Really great to see you. I'll tell you what, so the main thing is that the one things I want to talk about is that, I can show you guys that stuff. But the taxi stuff, because I thought that was the big thing. The car, all right, so there were a couple of car incidents that happened, right? The one with the Camaro, at least that one, the guy they haven't said that guy's deceased. But definitely that one that happened over by Pocpok. Oh yeah, that one is definitely dead. Yeah, guys, these guys are sending me these things too. Hold on, let me. This one's got a little bit of language in it, but this one doesn't have the fatality. Oh, no way. Oh, Anna, you're just the best. I meant to reach out to you, by the way, Anna, because I don't know what was going on, but she mentioned that she was going to be speaking on social media, that it was all going to be coming from her, not from any organization or anything. It's just her stuff. And so I don't know if something happened, and I don't want to be all like nosy about it. But I wanted to reach out to you just to tell you, just like how much I love, like everything that you go into, it's like, you know, your heart's always in the right place with everything that you do. And if that got misused by somebody, I hate that happened to you, because you got such a great heart, you know? And just to show you, like, another thing, like, I mean, let me tell you something about Anna. I mean, you guys probably know Anna a lot anyway, but just like when I go to those CUC meetings, and I couldn't go to the one last week, and then they go into executive session, I got to go outside and everything, so I got to bring all my stuff. So I'm standing there trying to get in front of the camera, and I'm streaming live, right? And I'm trying to talk to the audience as I'm doing it. What does she do? You know, not prompted, not asked or anything. She just helps making sure I'm in the frame. She'll adjust the camera and everything. I'm like, oh, it's just so sweet. She's holding stuff for me when they're bringing stuff out and all that. I'm like, out of nowhere, right? She's just a good person. And so you guys don't get to see all that part anyway. You've probably seen her do a lot of good stuff anyway, but that was just something. So anyway, at least now I got to tell you. It's because you're watching. But I think of that. I've been thinking about that ever since I saw your post. And just like, yeah, you're just one of the good folks in our community, you know? And it's great that we have you. I will show you this video. There's a little bit of language. I could just, here, I'll tell you what. I'll take care of the language by just muting it. But we did receive something from DPS, but again, it wasn't really robust with like the amount of information. So here's the information that we got with it. I'll tell you that first. So where is it? So this is we still haven't received anything for that thing at Pock Pock, but I know that we'll get it to us today. But that literally happened while we were sleeping last night. So with regards to, this is for the video that we're about to see. It said, here's the actual incident report. It says auto ran off fixed object pedestrian, which I'm sure that's just like their short talk for saying that the vehicle ran off the road and ended up hitting somebody. Aloha, Gus. Aloha, and holidays and lesson 1Y. You're over there in Hilo still? But it's great. So here we go. So this happened 2 days ago. No, actually, well, it happened yesterday. Yesterday at 2:51 in the morning. Not like our last night. It was the day before. It was the 15th. And it says 2 occupants were involved in a Camaro. The driver and the front passenger, both 17-year-old females. Operator charged with DUI. Minor injuries to the driver and the passenger. Both transported to the hospital. Treated, later released. Vehicle sustained extensive damages. Pedestrian, though. They ended up skidding off the road and hitting a 46-year-old guy. And he sustained some serious injuries. Now, we don't have an update on him. But he looked like he was he was way better than the guy over in San Antonio down by Pock Pock, for sure. And then it says the incident is the Chevy Camaro was traveling north on Beach Road when it veered off and skidded approximately 586 feet along the northbound shoulder, which, my gosh, I put it wrong in the ticker. And collided with 3 posted signs before striking a pedestrian. The vehicle ultimately came to a stop after crashing into a power pole. Well, I'm glad the power pole was listed in there. Hold on, let me put this, because it's not Middle Road, it was Beach Road. Just want to fix this. Beach Road. That's what I get. Beach Road. And so when I got that, I mean, it didn't come with any real information, so I didn't put that out yet. I was waiting for something. Well, the something is here. And this is it. Again, I'm going to get rid of the volume on this one because it's it's a guy who came upon it and said, "Holy cow! Hey, good morning, James Mendiola. Good to see you." All right, so let's do this. Pop on the old share screen so you guys can see this one if you haven't seen this one. This is of the This is of the one that was on Beach Road over by that Marianas Arsenal. It's right over there. You see these guys, and that's the car as it hit the power pole, but you could see the guy right there that they hit. He's just like, what's going on? I'm guessing that's the driver of the vehicle as well. So not sure, but that's the whole thing. And, this is that viral video that's going around, and of one of many that's going around right now, right? And, of the ones, this is the one on Beach Road. Again, so this was yesterday. And I think that's just as the law enforcement was arriving on the scene, finding the guy who was on the ground. And I think she's one of the people from that vehicle because, again, this happened, according to the authorities, this happened around, let's see, what time was it? We just said it was like 2:53 in the morning or something. Hold on, Simon. Yeah, 2:51 a.m. at Quartermaster Road area. So, I don't think that she was just walking around or hanging out, or maybe somebody pulled over and was being a good Samaritan. But either way, those girls were, again, 17 years old and then getting a rough start. 17 years old, hit a bunch of signs, hit the power pole, hit a guy. So, and no names, of course, because they're juvenile, so that won't be in there. They're charged as adults, then we'll find out. Main thing is we hope everyone's okay. They said that the girls were treated and released. I'm sure they were not just released either, but the pedestrian, we hope that he's okay too. The worst one is the one that happened last night. Who the heck gives a 17-year-old a Camaro? I'll tell you, probably somebody got a deal on one of those rental cars. Maybe one of their family members got a rental car because they're renting them really cheap now. But I know some people have been buying them from the rental car places. They're pretty inexpensive. Yeah, here's a video of that vehicle. Hold on. It's a short one. Hold on. I'll show you guys. Hold on. Let me bring it all the way back to the beginning. I got another view of that Camaro here. Just got this one. Here you go. I don't know what the volume, what they say in it, so I'm just going to mute the volume as well. So hold on. Here we go. This is what that Camaro looked like afterwards, and it doesn't look all that great. So when they say it stopped when it hit the power pole, it shattered one of those wooden power poles. I mean, that's not a maybe kind of break. And you see all the cars that are out there, a lot of DPS out there. I mean, look at all, that thing must have really skidded, like not kind of. Blasted through all those signs. And before it hit the guy and the pole, and the guy probably went trying to get out of the way. And then just got hit. That's a rough go right there. Oh my gosh. Those concrete poles, they don't care about your feelings. They definitely will stop you. And you can see that there. Again, so the driver and the occupant turned out to be fine. Oh, you could tell that that power pole. This is one of the reasons why they try to get rid of all those wooden power poles. Termites, you can see it's all termited out in the middle, even though they're treated. All right, so anyway, let me try to get you another one. There's a couple more that I got for you. Just one sec. Oh, gosh, I can't show you that one. It's just brutal. I'm telling you, it is absolutely brutal. It's brutal because just the body, like of that. We don't need to see that one, of the one up in Pok Pok. But I can tell you, it's going around. It's definitely a viral video, the one up over at Pok Pok. Yeah, Tobot's like saying they're lucky they didn't get electrocuted. Yeah, no kidding. You hit those poles, granted, I know they put everything together solid, but imagine, it's not like we have really nice weather for metal. That stuff rusts, stuff can fall. Can you imagine like one of those transformers fall on you, Ray says, good morning. Just to throw out a question. Do you know if that taxi driver is operating legal taxi service? I don't. Could I speculate? Yes, I could definitely speculate on what I think about it. But either way, I know there's a lot of taxi drivers in Saipan that are not legally operating. Everybody knows it. It's like that open secret, right? It's like the open secret that there's a lot of illegal migrants who are farmers in the mainland, right? It's like everybody knows, but that's it. I mean, that doesn't. I mean, I don't think that gives anyone a free pass to do what they did to him, at all. But the guy probably. It's not fair for me to really say, but we all make our judgments. We all make our assumptions. I know what they say. Well, you know what happens when you assume. Yeah, I know. But I think we all kind of have a pretty good idea on what that guy's status is. And it might not be his status. It might just be like the actual, is he illegal or illegally operating taxi? My guess, probably not. I'm sure it's one of the $3 taxis. You think those kids were paying like top dollar for like a full-on taxi? Plus, I mean, I don't know. It didn't have a taxi license plate when they showed the license plate. But as far as the what those guys did to him, I mean, that doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. Not at all. Those kids, they're gonna face some justice. So to that, by the way. Again, guys, this is a great thing. It's a great conversation because there's another part of that conversation is what are you supposed to show? What are you not supposed to show, right? As a journalist and when you're covering the news or like for our news channel, again, it's not saying somebody else was wrong or that somebody else is right, but I just want to give you a little insight into why we showed it. I spoke to some of the folks from the other guys just to find out why they didn't. And it wasn't like how could you or why didn't you? No, just like, hey, let's have a healthy professional conversation. I'm just curious, what's your take on it? So one of the guys sent me their policy with it when it comes to like showing minors and all that stuff. And then one of the other guys talked about, the potential for getting sued, that they reached out to the DYS and all that. And they're like, well, those youths, they still have their rights and all that stuff. And I agree to a point. But my interpretation of the law and the rules for all that stuff is totally different. And it says the way the laws are, it's that you, if you obtain all that stuff legally, then that's a different story. And it's not illegal, but you have some discretion, right? And you also have discretion based on and what do you factor into that discretion is the severity of the crime. So my interpretation of it was, just because you see a video and it looks like they're youths, doesn't mean that they're youths. At least for this crime part, right? I'm not talking about everything. But in this instance, DPS was actively asking the community for help. They were asking for the community for any information for that This video started going around, and DPS verified the authenticity of that video, that was the actual video from that event. So when you've got your law enforcement asking for help, and they didn't give us this video, that video was going around all over the place. And so we showed it. And there's no confirmation that they're youth. Now there is, right? But DPS needed help finding those guys. We played that video and we shared it. You guys shared it all over the place. The whole scene of people who don't even live here but have friends and family here shared it because people were so disturbed by that stuff. They want to find out who these guys were, and they wanted to help DPS get them. And if they didn't have a video or a photo, they would not know where to start. Thing is, those people who shot that video shared it. They shared it to somebody to make themselves look like little badasses. And that's what did them in. They thought that stuff was cool. And that's why they put it out. That's why they shared it. And the other people who saw it said, no, that is not cool. And that's how it got around. So that's why we shared it. And that's why we didn't pull it down. Now, what we did do, though, we did blur out the face of the victim and the license plate. We didn't do it right away, but we reposted it with that. And then that's the one, hopefully, that got shared around a little bit more. But all the stuff that was going around on WhatsApp and all that stuff, there's nothing we could do about that. But we did the best that we could to do it. And then we got info as they were bagging him up, and it was great. As DPS was going out there, CIB, I got messages from DPS, but we didn't put this out as it was happening because we didn't want to screw up their investigation or their process of getting those guys. They're like, all right, we just picked up 2 of them, and one of them gave us the names of all of them. Like, oh yeah, go get those guys. And it worked. And then as soon as they confirmed it that they had them a couple nights ago, that's when we started putting it out. In fact, I was late to my Christmas party for VFW because I wanted to make sure that we could post all that stuff out. Then we were like, oh, can we get photos? They got us photos. So that's where we put that stuff out so you guys could get it. So it was good. Hey, thanks, Ray. I appreciate your comment on that. Thank you. And also, Cindy, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. But, hey, the question is, what the hell's going on? 19 and 20-year-old with 3 15-year-olds. And if you look at that video, you see they're drinking. At least one of them, like the one with the camera, he's got that bottle in his hand. If it wasn't him, it was the person he was walking next to, had a bottle in his hand while they're doing all that crazy stuff. So, yeah, like 3 15-year-olds drinking with like an 18 or a 19 and 20-year-old. What the heck's going on? It's awful. Just awful. And where does that start? Who's watching those kids? Now, I saw people talk about, oh, there's got to be a curfew. Yep. This happened at like before 9 o'clock. It was like 8:30. What time do you want to do the curfew? It's not even a curfew thing. It's not like this happened at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. So I don't know where that starts, but it's got to start at the home. You got to start at the house, and I'm hoping that, in the next few days and as this court process goes on, we find out more about what that living situation is like, and maybe find out, we'll find out a lot more if the department or the criminal division for the Attorney General's office prosecutes them as adults. I don't know how they're going to weigh that. I think they have to, right? I mean, that is not a bunch of kids who threw a rock at a window who are going to get in trouble. And then I got messages, by the way, from people who saw them. Could you take the post down? I get it. In fact, I'll read it off my phone just because I don't want to mess with the feed and all that other stuff. But, the thing is, it's a tough one. Someone asked, and it says, "Hi, I'm kindly asking if you take the post down from your page. It's just disturbing. Not on any side. The family of these boys are dealing with death threats that may you kindly please." I don't know the family, and there's nothing in there that is insightful toward anybody. And so I just told them, thank you for reaching out and sharing our concerns. At NMI News Service, our mission is to keep our community informed by reporting stories that impact public safety and awareness. Now, while we understand the situation is distressing for all involved, the decision to share this content was made in the interest of transparency and fostering accountability. We strive to cover all incidents responsibly, ensuring the facts are clear while respecting all parties. Your feedback is truly valued, and we hope to continue serving our community with integrity. Thank you for understanding. It's tough. I mean, it's just a tough situation. I'll tell you, I was upset. I was really upset when I saw, I don't know that guy, the driver. I was definitely upset. I'm like, how the hell is this happening in our community, right? Is Saipan really not safe now? Is that where we live? What if I was this was at the beach at Coral Ocean. So they must have been lumping him up first and made him go there because they made him go all the way down, or do you think they just lumped him right there? Maybe they did it right there, but Like there was a family down there just chilling at the beach. That the taxi driver, when he got free, he ran to them. That's how he got free. He didn't have a phone or anything. They took everything from him. He ran to a family who called the police. What if that was your family? What if they were a little bit more brazen and decided to come after that family? Lucky they don't use a knife. Holy crap, is that where we live? We live in a great place. Thank gosh. And I'll tell you, thank God that our community, if there was any question, if people were upset about it, or if they were going to let this kind of stuff stand, they did it through social media. They made their thoughts clear. They shared it like a million times through WhatsApp and then through Facebook and then all the comments. I know it's everywhere. Basically, the community said, this is not who we are. We're going to find these guys, and DPS is going to deal with them. They're going to go through the justice system. I just hope that the Attorney General's office tries them as adults. I know. It's just too heinous of a crime. And we only showed one of the videos. There's 3 of them. It is brutal. The other ones are bad. You see him reach in and punching the guy, talking more stuff to them. You know, you listen to him. He's like, please don't kill me. I don't want to die. And then you hear him like, oh, yeah, you do. I'm like, could you imagine that? This is not just a couple of kids who are just screwing off and they shouldn't be punished for it. Kids got to be tried as adults. Yeah. Yeah, so Ray, I can tell you, Ray says he was set up through his illegal taxi service. He was watched and studied. You know, maybe, but you know what the thing is? A lot of these guys, I'll tell you what, you can't write off that part of that business because those guys, they have a relationship with tons of the people that first of all, we wouldn't have that illegal taxi service if there wasn't a need. They're literally filling a need in our community. You know, like they are filling a need in our community. Right or wrong, right? I get it. I totally get it, right? I don't want to get into that part so much, but I can tell you that there's a need in the community for low-cost transportation. That's why COTA is really being heroes by continuing to expand the service and all that stuff. But that service ends at 8 o'clock, right? So it's only so long you got it. But COTA is the least expensive way to get around to all those things, and they're great. But anything though, this guy has a lot of regular customers. Yeah, I get it. Is it a legal taxi system? Yeah, I know. I got it. There's nothing for me to really get on a hill and preach about that. But the people that use that guy's service and the other ones like him need it. And they know them. There's a level of trust that goes on with when you hop into someone's car like that, right? And there's a level of trust when somebody hops into your car when that stuff happens. Yeah, no, I get that. What I'm saying is these guys have a relationship with all those customers. So the fact that this guy gets that beaten within like inches of his life, right? Threatened with killing him. And you know, and so many people live and use that guy, not just him. And now that kind of stuff is just totally gone. But there's a lot of people who are upset about it, is what I'm getting at. A lot of people who go with that guy. You're right. They don't have a relationship with the government. No, you're right. You're right. I mean, I am definitely not going to validate the legitimacy of it, right? I just know it's a thing. I heard about the $3 taxis when I Like the day I got here in 2003, I heard about it. And I didn't think they were still around. They're still around. Part of that is because they have like that, the taxis here are crazy expensive. Yeah, I see Isabella. She says, how the kids will be tried will depend on the last names of the minors. It's sad, but unfortunately, that's how it works here. Yeah. But I think I was actually surprised that the bail was so low. The bail that was set was $50,000 each, just $50,000. Granted, like, I'm not going to open up my wallet and be able to give you $50,000. Still, what's going to end up happening, they're going to ask for a bail modification. The public defender, they're going to say there's no way. They're going to say that they don't have any priors. You know, that's the thing. That's why I figured that's going to go down today at the courthouse. And so we want to make sure that we're there for that hearing. In fact, we should actually call them because I looked online and it wasn't there. My plan today was that we were going to end at 8:30 so I can get down there at 9 if that's when they're going to do the bail hearing. Let's just go Saipan Superior Court and try to get the number for the... it opens at 8 o'clock. So in 3 minutes, we're going to give them a call. They're probably there already. Just because I want to be there, you know, shoot some video of these guys walking in. I don't know about you guys. I felt like, holy crap. I don't want my wife and kids going anywhere without me when I saw that thing. No, Ray, you're 100% right. Ray, okay, so here's what Ray, he says, yeah, and we should report that and get a business license. Why would they be treated in that accord? Like, yeah, you're all right. 100%, you're right. I don't disagree with you, and they should contribute to the local economy. 100% agree with you. That is a valid point, but that's not going to be the focus of what we talk about today. Not with this. But I agree. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Not even a word of it. 100%. But the egregious part of this one, I don't think is that. You know, I think it's the actual heinous act of what happened. Yeah, I don't, not even a sliver disagree with you. 100%. We're on the same page. We're there. Like there's so much other stuff to talk about, but I don't even want to talk about it. Like normally I would want to talk about the sports scores. I want to talk about all kinds of stuff going on. I just can't get past this because it's so bad. You know, it is so bad. It is bad. Now hold on, I'm gonna take a look here. Let me see. We got something else that popped up. But I definitely love to know what you guys think about all that showing the videos and posting it and all that other stuff. You know, what do you think about all that stuff? All right, well, we can't talk about stuff that's happening with good kids. And this, I think, is important. I want to do a couple of different things, but first, let's do this. This thing's important. This is good stuff. Saipan Little League. This is good kids. These are parents who want to support their kids. Go out there and have a great time. They're looking for coaches, managers, volunteers. There's a big meeting coming up this week, this Wednesday. It's going to be at the Gym conference room at 5:30. And you want to play? You want to get your kids to play? Do you want to be a volunteer? Do you want to organize a team? Are you looking for a team for your kids? Saipan Little League. But do you understand how important that is? Saipan Little League. Like the official Little League. Are we really back? Are we really back in the Saipan Little League? We had the Little League that was played last year, but that wasn't officially Little League. This is a full-on logoed everything Little League flyer. And that to me means like our kids can go to the Asia Pacific regionals, have our district tournament here, and then and who knows, you know, where we can go beyond that. That would be really cool if that's where we are, if we're back in that kind of town again. So that's going on again Wednesday. Don't miss it. We'll put this in the let's copy it. We'll put this in the comment section to make sure. Am I able to put it in the comment section? Let's find out. Yeah. No, it's not letting me put it in there. Not the flyer anyway. But we'll post it on the main page. Let's just take a look. Hey, but I'd love to hear from you guys about this stuff. What are your thoughts about it? I know there's a lot of comments. And I know there's a lot of comments. I know people are talking about it. Picnic table conversations. There's no way I could show that video of what happened at Poc Poc. I'm just looking if somebody sent me one that's less. Let me see. See if there's one that's less severe, I guess. Oh, yeah, that's Louisa. She says, whatever division you coach or manage, please show up to that meeting. So you mean like majors, juniors, seniors, big, right? Let's go here. This one I could show. Yeah, this is the one over by Poc Poc. I could show this one. Mainly because it's not the exposed body. I'm not down with showing that kind of stuff. But this is from last night while we were sleeping. This is over by Poc Poc. And when they're covered like that, I mean, definitely deceased. It's sad. Now the question is, and I'm looking forward to hearing, like I see that vehicle right there. Does that mean that the driver stopped? I hope the driver stopped. But you never know until we get like some kind of a press release today. We'll find out about it. Oh, hey, good question for Louisa, by the way. I know it's just jumping topics here. Yeah, it's all around Facebook, I guess. But I'm not going to send the... Good morning, Representative Probst. Great to see you. Great to see you this morning. Yep, so Louisa says, yes, majors, juniors, and senior leagues. Hey, Louisa, Carmen asked about what's the age range for the Little League. Do you have the breakdown by division? All right. That's how you know we are popular, because I'm going to have to ban this guy for putting on a, yep. That comment that just came in was just one of those spam link comments. And I guess that's how you know we made it, because those guys find us and put in those fake links. So don't click on those. Let me see if I can show you another one. Yeah, oh, geez, it's just a photo of the scene, and it's just brutal. I really hope they found the driver. I hope the driver stopped. Let's see, what's the other one? No, that's the one from last night, or 2 nights ago. That's the one we just showed you. How about this one? Take a look. In case you haven't seen them. Yeah, I'm with you, JJ. I mean, if it's already been shown, then there's some stuff I'm okay with showing, right? Hold on. What's this one? I already saw that one. That's the one I'm not going to show you guys. And it's not just out of decency for part of it. The one that's pretty brutal is, again, it's a real close-up shot of the guy laying face down, deceased. And it's, I just, if that was my family member, I would be hoping that you wouldn't show it. So I'm not going to do it on that one. It's just the guy's basically his dead body exposed before they covered him up and everything. And then them having a conversation with somebody there. Buenos Ina, great to see you this morning. Hey, it's 8:05, so let's give them a call over at Superior Court just to see if this is when these guys are going to be there. So let's give them a call. Oh, geez, everyone started calling me just now. What happened? Oh, hold on. Let's see what we got. I'll turn this volume down real quick. All right. Hey, this is great. Got this info. So thank you. Hold on. Just got a WhatsApp from somebody from DPS. Somebody whose uncle works at DPS. I'll tell you about it in a second. I'm going to pop it up on the screen. But this is good information for you all, really. Here, let me pop this up before we call the courthouse. Excuse me. All right, so this is it. Am I going this way? All right. Okay, it's all scrubbed out, so this is good. Got this from somebody about, hey, this is the big deal. It's the don't drive, the 4 Ds, drunk, drugged, distracted, and drowsy. But especially around the holiday season, that's when a lot of people are hanging out, eating, drinking plenty, right? But here's the big part right here. Starting December 16th. So starting today through January 1st. So all the way like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, you can call 783-RIDE from 6 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. It's just the opposite. It's not like during the daytime. It's the overnight. You will get yourself a ride, and you don't have to worry about putting yourself at risk, your passengers at risk, or anyone else on the road at risk. I know it's a pain, right? You're like, but what? How am I going to get back to my car tomorrow? The good news is that you're going to be able to get back to your car tomorrow. You get yourself a designated driver. It's easy to say it. I know. It's easy to say it, and harder to live it. You don't want to be like, oh, hey, I'm good. No, here, you need a ride? No, I'm good. Yeah, everybody, I'm good. Just do it. You want to end up like those two girls, 17 years old? You want to end up like the guy they hit? How about the guy who got killed last night on the road in Pok? 783-RIDE. Give them a call. It's a great program that they have, and it's great that we have it. All right, let's get back to giving the courthouse a call, because I want to see if today is that day, if they're going to have them in there, because we're going to end the show early to make sure we can get there and get some video of those guys, right? So let's get back to it. So number is 236-9800. That's what it tells me the number is. Let's give them a call. Oh, I gotta turn off the music. Just calling the courthouse here to find out if today's that day. Mm-hmm. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, we're just calling. Hey, this is Brad from NMI News Service.
Hi.
Hey, and we're on Good Morning Marianas this morning, and we are looking, is today those, the two guys who are the adults, I know there were five, it's like three of them were youths, and we can't do anything there, but do those two come in today? Is there a bail hearing today?
I'm not too sure. Let me transfer you over to the clerk's office.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I actually had the volume down. That's why you guys couldn't hear it.
Superior Court, hello.
Hey, Superior Court. This is Brad Rizal from NMI News Service. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, so I'm on Good Morning Marianas today, and we're thinking about wrapping up early because we want to see if the two guys have like a bail hearing or something today. I couldn't find it
Two
online.
guys for who?
J. Billy and J.R. Topingi.
Hold on.
Okay, thanks.
Is there any bail this morning? They're expecting, but not yet.
Okay, do you know, is that 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, or what courtroom that's going to be?
Hold on. What courtroom this morning? What time? So for the adult bell, it's at 10.
10 o'clock? All right.
Yeah.
Do you know whose court?
220.
All right. Hey, thank you so much. Have a great day.
You're welcome. Same to you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. So 10 o'clock in courtroom 220. Is that Judge KT? You'll find out pretty quick. Excuse me. Well, now you know, so I don't have to get out of here too early. We'll go check that out. But so let me check them out. By the way, the courthouse website is pretty good. I don't know if you guys have checked it out, but this is it. And you can look at the court calendar and everything. So 220 is Judge Camacho. So when they set the arrest warrant and got those guys, they set their bail at $50,000. But these are the guys who are going to be in there today. And because it happened in the weekend, I don't know if this stuff got scheduled this early. See, like there's nothing scheduled there right now on the calendar. So we'll wait and see. But they said that they're looking at it for those two guys for 10 o'clock this morning. And so we'll get there and we'll be there to see if it's actually going down this morning. Get some video of those guys. And that's it. All right. Well, now you know. That's good news. That's good news. Hey, good morning. Great to see you. And seeing, good to see you. Vincent, good to see you. Really good to see you. All right. It says Buffalo is leading the scoreboard against my Lions team, just sharing 14-7. Oh my gosh. Good. Hey, I'll tell you what, Peeling, I love the Lions too. I'm a Bills fan, of course, but I love the Lions. They got a great team. I love their coach. I like the culture that they're building over there. They've got a really good team. It seems like they're like not just a lot of great players, but a really great team. And that's one of the things I love about like Buffalo. We got some good players too, but that team culture where the team is more important. I love it so much. You don't see it as much, but you see it for the really good teams, and it's a good standard, and it helps with growth of all that stuff. All right. Well, guys, all right, so we know we're not going to wrap up at 8:30 now because they're looking at 10 o'clock. That might change, too. They might try to get them in earlier, but at least that's what they said. But, man, we're going to find out. And then we're not going to hear anything from the juvenile side. We're not. We're only going to hear about it if they get tried as adults. And since this stuff happened and they got picked up over the weekend, I can only guess that the folks at the AG's office were burning some weekend hours to find out what they're going to do with them when they get to court today. To find out, are they going to be tried as adults? I don't know if they're going to have to figure it out this week, but initially, it's got to be for that, right? It's got to be initially for the as juveniles, but we'll see if they end up changing it. And then once that happens, we'll be able to continue. We'll be able to tell you more about that. But really, what ends up happening is, like, we're not gonna. So that's the thing. We're not gonna do anything we're not allowed to do. We're not gonna ask somebody, "Hey, can you give me their names?" No. I'm not going to do that because that's not the rules. You're not allowed to do that. I'm not going to say, "Oh, can you give me all their names and their photos and all that?" No, I'm not. Because I'm not a vigilante. That's not what we're trying to do. But the folks who deal with, I'll just say criminals every day, you got to have faith in them to make the right call. It's not my everyday job to do that, right? If they decide, I hope, in my limited little experience, I hope these guys get tried as adults. I really do. But if our criminal division says that that's not the best thing for it, then, I got to have faith in them. Because that's their job. They know what the deal is. I'll tell you what, though, they're going to review all the facts of all those crimes. They're going to listen to everybody, what everybody has to say. But they got to bring them up on charges within so many hours, right? And if those get amended, well, then so be it, right? They're able to amend those charges and how they end up doing it. but they're privy to more information than we have. They're able, like, I haven't spoken to the victim, although his wife contacted us. I mean, I'd have him on for sure, but I bet that's not what he wants. Freaking traumatized, right? You can't let this go. I mean, this guy's gonna be scarred for life, right? Think about that. And it doesn't matter how old they were. I saw one of the comments from one of the guy's sister saying, hey, you know, kids make mistakes. Kids make mistakes? Oh, shit. This is a little step past that, sister. But I do appreciate you defending your brother. And that's not how that stuff goes. This is not something that gets filed under, hey, kids make mistakes all the time. And then she's like, by the way, he didn't even do it. All he was doing was like taunting him. Taunting him? He was the one talking this is the sister of the kid in that video that we had. We said, you know, talk about like, no, tell your family I love them too. I love them too. And like the same guy is like, oh, he's like, I don't want to die. He's like, oh yeah, you do. I'm like, no. He's sticking his hands in his face and all that. Like you're writing that off like, oh, he didn't even really do it. He just did that. I'm like, holy crap, yes, he did. Just based on that video alone, that's an accomplice to all that stuff. You know, that is an absolute, but hey, I'm not that guy. That's these guys, right? We're going to rely on our Attorney General's office. And so all of them, all 5 are charged with kidnapping, aggravated assault and battery, robbery, and disturbing the peace. Are there juvenile charges for kidnapping? I think these kids are going to be tried as adults. Yeah, Louisa, I'm with you. Kids make mistakes. They didn't steal a Snickers from a mom and pop store, she says. Exactly. And it's not just like they beat up somebody or something. This is way different. This is OBA. Like you can't, this is not regular. That's why everybody lost it when they saw this stuff. Our community is not sharpening up pitchforks. But I'll tell you what, that sounds like almost as close as they get. Because you don't see stuff get shared like that. And the fury of the comments. It was appalling. It was so bad. And again, I just showed you one of them. There's 2 other videos. And we have them. I just didn't put it up there. Yo, you're right. Brazen, that's a good word for it. It was awful. It was so awful. Doris, you're awesome. Oba Scoba. Man, it was so bad. I really thought about like the safety of like all the people I know here. Think about my loved ones, you know. Holy shit. What if that was my son? My wife, my daughter? Oh, God. The things I would do. The things I would do. It's awful. It's just awful. And I don't know like how that guy moves on from that easily. I don't. Now, here's what I was wondering. If this guy is doing an illegal taxi business, maybe he's also out of status. Maybe he ends up not wanting to press charges because of that. So in this instance, though, the responsibility, so you have your defense attorneys, right? Your public defenders and your defense attorneys. Their obligation is to advocate for their client. The Attorney General's office's obligation is to advocate for the law. They can still prosecute this guy, these kids, based on the evidence that they have. They might not be able to get the victim on the stand, though. But, man, he needs to. I don't know how it's going to go. But I bet that's going to be one of the issues. Even if he didn't want to press charges, which he better, even if he didn't want to, the Attorney General's office could still go forward with it. It's just a tougher case. They already got confession from at least one of the people they arrested. And that's what led to them getting all 5 of them. But what a travesty it would be if they weren't able to go forward with the case because the guy wants to crawl back in his out of status little pocket of the community, right? And let these kind of monsters go free. Yeah, I called them. That's what they are. They aren't kids who made a little mistake. I was thinking about how this would happen. What would happen in like a different time, you know? A different time, a different culture. I often think about it like in the Wild West. What would they do if this was out there in Wyoming somewhere? Like 1800s kind of justice. I think I know. But that's not the civilization that we're living in. That's not our community. Oh, thanks, Ange. I bet that's for the it should be. I don't think I changed the one on YouTube. Yeah, sorry. YouTube, I can change it on the fly right here. 16th. There we go. Save. So hopefully that'll work. Yeah, the one that's streaming on YouTube, I had the wrong date on there. I don't know if it changed on the fly when I changed it, but it's different now. So hooray. Thank you for bringing that up. I really appreciate it. Good, sir. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a real quick break because I've been going at it for a little while here. And I've totally neglected my sponsors who are awesome and terrific for us. And they keep us going. They keep us doing this. But we are going to go to court today. And we are going to go and try to get video of these guys when they go in for their bail hearing. And we'll see if that bail stands at $50,000 or based on the seriousness of what happened, it goes higher. But I could almost guarantee that the defense attorney, probably a public defender, is going to ask for a bail modification to drop it. And if it's going for Judge Camacho is a justice kind of guy. I can't imagine him accepting a bail modification in this case. This is heinous. And judging by the violent nature of this crime, you can't say one of the reasons why they do that. They'll say, "Oh no, Your Honor, this is not a violent act, and they don't have any priors, and they'll be left to the third party custody." Third party custody, they were in that when they did this. I can't see there being any way to let that go. Anyway, so we're going to take a real quick break. I want to say thanks to our sponsors, IT&E. Without you, we couldn't do this stuff. No matter where we go, whatever we do, we wouldn't be able to bring any of this to you without our good friends over at Team Blue. IT&E connections that matter. Also, big fans of the folks over at AK Atkins Kroll. They sponsor our baseball broadcast as well. Atkins Kroll Toyota with our Saipan Baseball League Masters Edition Player of the Week every week. Last week was Jeff Cruz, who was just awesome. Last Shot Bar, oh my God, if you guys aren't taking advantage of all the good stuff over at Last Shot, you are missing out. It's a great spot to be in, and we still have another gift certificate. We're not going to give it out today, but I tell you what, we could use one after this week, the bucket of free beer over there. Also, the good folks over at Laddie Built 24-Hour Fitness. If you don't know when you can get in the gym, doesn't matter. They're open 24 hours a day. They've got everything you need, too, to feel great about yourself. The only thing they're missing is you. And when you pop in there, tell them we sent you. I think you're going to like what you hear.
Persistence of build, be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book. We be a lottie where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistence of build, be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book.
This Christmas, get the deal even Santa wouldn't be able to resist. Bring home a free smartwatch or other accessories from IT&E when you get a new phone in December. Plus, enjoy a huge discount on infinite data to keep you connected all year long. Dash in before the 22nd for the chance to win $2,000 in cash and weekly prizes. Visit ite.net for details. IT&E, connections that matter.
This is the season for savings at AK Toyota. This season finale is here, and you can get up to $5,000 cash back on the all-new Toyota Tacoma, or get up to $2,000 cash back on your all-new Toyota Corolla. And you can use that cash any way you want. But you've got to act fast because these deals end on December 31st. Get pre-approved at aksaipan.com. Some conditions apply. Come to our new dealership on Middle Road in Puerto Rico for more details. AK Toyota, here for Saipan, here for life. The AK Signature Used Cars Grand Finale Sales Event is here. We've got cars starting as low as $99.99 and zero down on all used Corollas. And for any used Toyota or Lexus, get 3 years free service maintenance. Hurry into our new location in Puerto Rico to find the island's best signature used cars before they're gone. This event is happening all month long, but these deals won't wait. And neither should you. AK Signature Used Cars, where your dream ride is just the drive away. Visit us online at aksaipan.com.
AP News, I'm Jackie Quinn. Wild weather hits the U.S. this weekend, and icy snow for the Midwest, closing a highway in eastern Nebraska, and a suspected tornado in San Francisco. Our Julie Walker reports.
National Weather Service meteorologist Dalton Behringer in California.
We have several reports of trees down. There are a few reports coming in of roof damage on a few buildings.
Tornadoes in San Francisco are rare. Meanwhile, parts of the Midwest dealing with quite a bit of wintry weather, says meteorologist Jennifer Tate.
The freezing rain threat that has affected Iowa in particular.
I'm Julie Walker.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken, meeting in Jordan with other top diplomats, says inclusion is the main goal in the formation of a new government for Syria.
We want them to succeed, and we're prepared to help them do so.
He says U.S. officials have communicated that to the Syrian rebel group that led the government takeover. And they're seeking information about missing American journalist Austin Tice. A former soccer player is the new president of the country of Georgia. It's a blow to those hoping Georgia would join the European Union. And South Korean lawmakers have again voted to impeach their president, who had called for martial law. In Wisconsin, some 70,000 gallons of oil have spilled from an Enbridge energy pipeline in Jefferson County. The Canadian company says it is mopping up the spill. Some New Jersey lawmakers are still demanding answers about mysterious drones buzzing around the state. It's the night of the SantaCon charity pub crawls. New York, Phoenix, London, all filled with people dressed like Santas, elves, and Grinches, raising money for charity and enjoying an adult beverage or two. This is AP News. An American religious pilgrim's been flown out of Syria to safety in Jordan by the U.S. military.
I'm Walter Ratliff with the Religion Minute. 29-year-old Travis Timmerman says that when he illegally entered Syria on foot 7 months ago, he was on a Christian pilgrimage. He ended up imprisoned by the Assad regime for 7 months.
I was imprisoned in a cell by myself, and in the early morning of this Monday, or the Monday of this week, they took a hammer and they broke my door down.
Timmerman says he was released Monday alongside a young Syrian man and 70 female prisoners. He says he could hear the plight of the other detainees from his cell.
Yes, I could hear the interrogations and the beatings.
Timmerman is from Urbana, Missouri.
Every day it was hard.
His mom says she struggled with not knowing his fate, but looks forward to seeing him again.
I'm so happy, and I'm hoping he calls me tomorrow.
I'm Walter Ratliff.
And I'm Jackie Quinn, AP News.
All right, welcome back, Marianas, and good morning to you. That was your update from the Associated Press, getting you up to date with everything that's happening around the world. Back home in the mainland, let you know what's happening, and got to keep you in touch with all that stuff and shake it up a little bit. It's just crazy. And it is almost as crazy as the deal they have going on over at Pacific Dental. Paradise Dental. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Sorry about that, folks. Paradise Dental has a special offer right now for teeth whitening. You won't believe it. You won't believe it. You think I'm gonna? You think you're gonna believe it, but I'm telling you, you're not gonna believe it. It's amazing. So check this out. They have teeth whitening offer. It's only $99. You got to be kidding. This holiday season, Paradise Dental is making smiles brighter with an incredible deal you won't want to miss. For a limited time only, take advantage of our premium teeth whitening kits for just $99. That's a savings of over $150 off the regular price of $250. I told you guys won't believe this. Whether it's a gift for a loved one or a treat for yourself, this is the perfect way to brighten the holidays and start the new year with new confidence. Don't wait. This special offer is only available throughout the month of December or while supplies last. Visit us at ParadiseDentalSpa.com or call us at 670-234-4040 to learn more or to schedule your visit today. Make this holiday season truly dazzling with Paradise Dental's teeth whitening kits. Paradise Dental, we want to be your dentist. You guys, I'm telling you, this deal is absolutely ridiculous. Now, Paradise Dental, of course, one of our sponsors, and we love them so much, and we're only working with them because we love them. But that's why, to be fair, we started working with them because we love them, but we're still with them because we still love them. And I can't believe how these kind of deals that we just did the whole thing about switching over from the government to your dental plan, where you can get your coverage for $4 for a single, $5 for a couple, and $6 for a whole family per paycheck. And now they got this $150 off. Oh, I mean, can't believe it. And it's only valid for the next couple of weeks. Now is your time to do it. There's literally only like 15 days left in the year. Don't miss out. You can get this stuff from them. Your teeth whitening kit for only $99. That's $150 off, but it's only while supplies last. So it's the end of this month, but it's also while supplies last. So you want to get there. Find out more about it. You can check them out at ParadiseDentalSpa.com or give them a call at 234-4040. You're not going to be disappointed with anything. The service that you get from Paradise Dental, the love that you feel when you go in there. Again, this whole thing that we're doing here is about only working with the people that you love. And we love the folks over there at Paradise Dental. And you will too. Give them a call, 234-4040, and find out what you're missing, because you are definitely missing. All right, here we go. All right. Hey, thanks for tuning in over there on YouTube. Appreciate it. Really, thank you so much. Hey, I'll tell you what. We were all broken up a little bit about what happened over the weekend, and you know, we gotta still try to find a way to come to terms with all that stuff, because you know what's going on in our community. You know, we don't want that to be our community. And for a little bit, you know, I was thinking, holy cow, is this what everybody thinks? Does everyone think this is okay? Turns out, no, we don't. All right, we guys still do our regular stuff, so we're going to get you caught up with what's going on in the NFL here, so don't worry. We'll get you all caught up. We've got the latest scores for the NFL. While we were sitting here talking today, the Commanders end up beating the Saints in New Orleans 20-19. The Chiefs somehow, even though it was a close game and the Browns didn't look that good, but they come up with a 2-touchdown win in Cleveland 21-7. The Bengals beat up the Titans 37-27. The Dolphins lose to the Texans in Houston 20-12. The Ravens going into New Jersey and beating up on the Giants 35-14. Yikes. The Jets, though, find a way to win in Jacksonville, 32-25. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams actually looked good again. The Cowboys go into Kakalaki and beat the Panthers 30-14. Right now, though, are the late games. The Buccaneers and the Chargers. The Chargers are leading, but the Buccaneers are driving. Their Chargers are winning 17-10 in Los Angeles. The Colts are playing in Mile High, and they are leading the Broncos 7-10. Oh, we got a call coming in, folks. 1 second. Let's take this call. Good morning. Holiday is on Tito. Thanks for calling the show. Who's this?
Yeah, I was about to fall asleep right on midnight. Is that a human body that they found on the road in Coblavia?
That is, and we haven't received the details yet, but that looks like that person was deceased on the road over by Pakpak. And so we're waiting for DPS. Let me see if we just had a message come in. No, that's not it yet, but we've already...
Two bodies too much on the road.
Was there two?
Yeah, they said it was two.
Hold on.
Two bodies found on the road.
I saw one in the photos. But
yeah, in the photo and the live video, I saw that to myself.
Yeah.
But somebody was sending out like two dead bodies.
Well, while we're talking, I'm messaging DPS right now about that.
I think those 5 idiot, bastard, useless, homeless should be deported. Are they still being held at the DOC? The one that tried to murder this Chinese guy?
Right now, and there's a bail hearing for them this morning at 10 o'clock, at least for the adults. We don't have until they charge so 2 of them were adults and
Minor.
3 of them were minors, right? So we're waiting if the Attorney General's office tries them as adults, we'll be able to get all the info. But right now,
That's nice,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Any human being, the law has to be carefully rewritten because a human being killing another human being and then to try to say that, they were minors. But excuse me, you're a human being and you just murdered another human being. And would that be your getaway excuse for being a minor? It's not right.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Yeah. I don't think that's it's not like one of the other people who commented earlier. It's not like they stole a Snickers bar from the store. You know?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, like, it's serious, right? It's a serious crime. You got to try them as adults. It's not like they just took like a bag of potato chip or something.
I agree with you, sir. I agree with you. Yeah, when I got home, I saw this under your Marianas News. There's a video thing right on the road. All right. Thank you for the posted information. I appreciate that one.
Hey,
yeah. Yeah.
I was saying. Yeah, what's the other one?
Another, if I may share, HR 83. The United States House of Representatives 2 to 3 weeks ago passed this 4 decades matter going back with Ronald Reagan thing with if when you and I get a job back in back those days, there were some changes with Social Security where it disqualifies people from to continue to receive their pension because they decide to work with the government, and then down the road they were eligible, qualified to become a retiree. So depriving them taking that contribution is not right.
Mm-hmm.
because right now it's in the hanging with the United States Senate, and they have up to the December 20, whether to act on it or not. And if they don't, 3-some million will be affected across continental U.S. and other insular areas who are in that program.
Wow, is that? I'm trying to find it. And I'm trying to find it online. Do you remember the name of it, the number of it?
Yeah. The quickest way to get right into would be Senate Majority New York State Senator Chuck Schumer.
Okay.
And Mr. Schumer is telling the American public, the constituent of those Republican senators, to push them to go across, as a bipartisan, so that if the Senate passes that, then those 3.2 million people will not lose that benefit. They will be recognized as what the law was written. Yeah. It's under Chuck Schumer, state senator, Senate majority.
Yeah, I look at it. The Senate is scheduled to begin. This is from the National Association of Letter Carriers, so like the post office folks. So
Yeah,
it says,
those guys too have been deprived because a lot of them they had to work with a set company back in '83, and now for the federal government to try and tell them that they cannot be receiving that set contribution that they were being deducted, from even teacher, firemen, and or other job category. Yeah. It's a very interesting issue because it does affect the people in the cinema, especially for those government retirees who may be a little bit receiving what they're getting from Social Security. So if that does not pass to the Senate, then it's going to hurt a lot of them here. A big percentage will be removed from their contribution.
well, we just put up a link to it's a PDF, right? So you can get all the info. This is a fact sheet. Again, this is from the Letter Carriers Union, right? So
I did search the web. It's called WEP.
Yep.
The
windfall elimination provision.
Yeah, and the government pension. I think it's an O rather than an R. Yeah.
Offset, government pension offset.
Yeah. So those are the people. Because a lot of them here in the cinema are gracious or Lord that they're receiving and they've been recognized. But to cut that amount of dollar in their Social Security is like a chokehold. It's not right because these people, once upon a time, they did work and they contributed, so they deserve. But because of this, I was right for some reason back in 1989 when I sorry to keep you long on the phone.
No problem.
I told the late Congressman Jesus Pangilinan Mapnas in a very wonderful Christmas party this December 23rd at Lower Base Compound about that same concern. Yeah. But I appreciate, sir. I watch you every day.
Oh.
It makes a lot of sense. You are with me.
Hey, thank you so much. Who's this?
Joseph Mendiola, the cyclist.
Hey, it's great to hear from you. Thanks so much for tuning in. And the calls. Thank you for the call for sure. And then when you were talking, I was trying to pull up some more info for you, and so I put up the information about it says this is from the Social Security website. It's they call it the windfall elimination provision, and they call this their program explainer. So they're trying to explain it on that website. And then there's another one here with the government and foreign pension stuff. So I'm putting that one on there too, and it's got a calculator on there, so you would find out how that would work for you.
Yeah, Mr. Schumer wanted for both to be passed rather than because if December 20 comes and the elected members of the U.S. Senate does not act on it, then the set provision from the House would deprive this 3.2 some million people.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
My understanding. Yeah. Okay. All right, I got your number. I got you on my phone listing too, and I watch you every day. It's more like any time of the day when it just popped up. That's good. That's good for sharing with the community.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right, sir. All right, sir. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I should be able to see you before even that great holiday. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, feel free to call anytime. Oh, go ahead.
Your studio is over at Saipan Tribune, right? Upstairs?
No. We are in the CETA building. So we're up on the third floor at CETA. You know Oliai Bar and Grill? And the Shack? We're across the street.
Oh, across the street there. Okay. All right. Okay. I got it. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thanks for calling. Call back again.
Most welcome. Yes, sir.
All right. Take care. Thank you, Joseph. All right. That was great. Joseph Mendiola giving us a call, giving us a heads up on that. And that is a big deal. And I got to tell you, I'm not really up on it, so I'm going to have to read up on it too, but I'm glad that we got it. We were able to put some of the basic info on it in the comments section, so you guys can look up on it. And if you know more about it and you want to let us know about it, hey, we'll take that too. I've called the local Social Security office for different things before, and it's not easy. I haven't had great luck getting in touch with them, but maybe that's it. Maybe they can explain that a little bit too. I'm going to go back to getting us the scores, though. We're right in the middle of hey, when you guys call, it's important. I want to do it. So let me just at least finish up the scores that we got for you. These are the games that are still being played right now. They're live. The Colts, they got the ball. It's 4th and 15 at the Denver 32. Probably looking at a field goal. They're up right now 10-7 with 10 seconds left in just before halftime. The Patriots and Cardinals are at the halftime in Arizona. Cardinals up 13-3. The Bills leading the Lions 21-14 with less than a minute to go in Detroit. But Detroit is driving. They've got the ball 1st and 10 on the 42, and they're going to be going for it. Eagles leading the Steelers in Philadelphia 17-10 right now. Philly's got the ball at the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 7 at the Philly 33. The late game today, Packers and Seahawks. I know we got a lot of Packers and Seahawks fans watching. That's going to be at 11:20 Chamorro Standard Time. Tomorrow, doubleheader for Monday Night Football / Tuesday Morning Football. The Bears and the Vikings going to go at it at 11 o'clock Chamorro Standard Time. And the Falcons and the Raiders going to be going at it. Oh, no. Gosh, the Lions are driving now. They're already at the Buffalo 34 here with 46 seconds left, and it's 3rd and 10. Dan Campbell, he's going to go for it on 4th down if they need it. Anyway, the Bills hanging on. Oh, this is probably going to be like one of the best games of the year, and here we are not watching it. I know, we got jobs to do. It's important. All right. Just got a message, by the way, from PIO for DPS, Simon. He's at least the acting PIO because he does everything over there. Simon Manakop over there, he said that, hey, the PR is going to be out shortly about the auto pedestrian incident over by Pokpok. So let me just tell him thank you. Thank you. And, man, that guy has been busy. So he's got his regular police work that he's doing, but they don't have a specific PIO right now. So he's got to do that, too. And he does a great job with it. He's so responsive. We send him a message, he answers right away. He's really great. Over the weekend, all that stuff, he's the one that got us the info about everything that was going on with the taxi driver case as it happened. He sent us the info about the Camaro, but he sends us what he can as soon as he can. And somehow he still has a life and a job. So I don't know how he does it, but I know he does a good job with it. Nice photos from Ken Stewart. Great stuff. Hey, one of our viewers sent us a link that I'm going to send it to you guys if you want to get some info. There's a little bit more about the whole story about what Joseph Mendiola was just talking about on CNBC. And we'll put that on here in the comment section for you. It says, Senate plans to vote on the bill that would increase Social Security benefits for some pensioners. So there you go. We'll find out more about how they vote here hopefully within the next week, because then they're going to wrap up and go on their holiday break. And that'll be like the end of the calendar year for them, because they're going to end up, swearing in the new folks. Our new delegate's going to make her way to Washington. She's going to be leaving in about a week from now. And then, Christmas in the mainland for her. And then she's got to get to work. The inauguration's on January 20th, I believe. And then that's it. Then it's business, all business for her and for everybody else up there on the hill. Oh, all right. We've got that. Let me just see. What else do we have? Man, I want to say thanks to all you guys. You know, this whole thing, this whole little business, this whole NMI news service, it's only going to work with you. This stuff doesn't, it's not because I'm doing anything. It's because you guys think that we're doing a good job of getting the information to you. And that's it. My wife gave me a little laugh saying like, ooh, use a fancy word, conduit. And I'm like, yes, that's it though. Like I want to be this conduit of information. I know all this stuff can be found all around, but unless, I mean, you guys have real lives and real jobs and all that stuff. You can't find all that stuff. You can, but like, I'd rather do this and provide this service that's why it's a news service. It's really trying to do a service for you and for our community by getting all this stuff and keeping a light on it. Like that's why I want to keep that footage up yesterday over the weekend. Like just my take on it is not the same as everybody else's take, and not that mine's right. It's just mine, right? So like having that video up, it's not about that they were minors. It was that it was about that DPS was looking for people. They were actively hunting for people, and I thought we'd be doing our community a disservice by not showing the video that we have. And the other ones, again, didn't really show who was doing it necessarily, but they were showing more of the stuff that was happening to the driver. And I didn't think we needed to do that because I think it was pretty clear, you know, what was going on with them. Delegate swearing-ins on January 3rd. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. So is it the president that's on the 20th? That's probably it. So that's why she's leaving at that time when she so early. She wants to make sure that she's there for that. Just want to check real quick on one thing. I think it might be there. Yeah. I got to tell you guys, I'd like to say that I think we're doing a good job for you just based on the amount of people that we got following. If you haven't already followed us, please follow the page. It makes a big deal. Whether you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to us too. We're very far away from it, but the goal, the next like landmark that we're trying to get, like the next real point that we're trying to hit is 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Once we do that, we hit a whole nother level. It gives us all kinds of different opportunities that we don't have now, specifically about monetizing it, because we can't do it yet. And this thing needs to get monetized. I mean, we're doing okay because we're still alive here, but we definitely need to get sponsors and to help with that. And also, I don't want us to be charging people too much money to do any of this kind of stuff. Just enough. It's just enough to keep this little party going, and eventually, hire a couple of folks over here too, because right now we're doing all of it, right? But spread that around and get some folks in here to help out with sales, get some folks in here to help with like production would be amazing, right? And then we start to grow this thing. Next thing you know, we have a real legit homegrown news company that's here for the digital age. And that's what's really exciting about it. I love, by the way, Tomas with Marianas Press, getting that thing started. He's doing some really great work with his video production and everything. I really love it. And but that's it. Like our news media is going into a new age now. We're going into a digital age. And here's the other thing. Like, oh man, there's no, like, what's going on with the Tribune closing is definitely not awesome. And I mean, like, because it's not just about them closing. It's like about why they're closing. And they're closing, they talk about like how, it's a money thing. It's not just a money thing with what's going on with the Tribune, because they were doing okay. Truth is, the guys over at the Tribune were doing a damn good job, and they still are. And they're telling the stories the way they think that they're supposed to tell those stories. But not all of the people who are a part of the organization agree with the way they're telling some of those stories. I believe the Tribune could still be open today. Well, they are still open today. But I mean, they could still stay open. They just have to make a shift in how they're doing it. Stop printing and just go digital. They got damn good reporters. They got people who really care. There's people who are just losing their jobs with like a month's notice after they've been there for, that couple of decades. It's heartbreaking to see it. It is. And they were doing it with a smaller and smaller and smaller budget with fewer and fewer and fewer people. You could do it. Some stories, they might not want to be told, but they were telling them. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to keep telling you guys the truth about all this stuff. And where our dependence is and where we need to be dependent or where we're over dependent in different places. We're going to call people out. But like in a right way, we're not just going to be calling people names and stuff like that. But that's it. We're going to be independent. The other thing is, thankfully, we got someone who's paying attention to what we're doing here and offering us some help, saying, hey, you know what, if Facebook doesn't want you anymore or YouTube doesn't want you anymore, you got to have if all of a sudden they flick a switch and say, nope, we don't like what you're saying, you need to have stuff somewhere else. So they're working on some stuff for us, for the website and somewhere to hold on everything. Oh, Robbie Glass. Yeah. Robbie, show me your birth certificate. I don't believe you're from Texas. I bet you're from Oklahoma. Until I see the birth certificate, Robbie Glass is from Oklahoma. Anyway, hey, Luisa says, shout out to Jesse Santos from Hopwood Middle School for being the only interscholastic softball player to hit an out-of-the-park homer. Holy cow. Jesse Santos, congratulations. That is awesome. Oh, man. The sad thing is there's so much positive stuff. There's so much positive stuff happening here in the CNMI. And we got so many kids who are doing great things here that are doing great stuff. And, I'm sad that we're so focused on this because it just happened. But of these things, let me see if I've got where I saved it. Because I was working on this when I was in here yesterday. Here it is. Called it Good Kids. I'm going to put together, I'll shoot the video, but I'll tell you about it now. My new project idea for us. And we're going to keep following this story with everything that's going on. And I know a lot of us were shook by what happened. And here's what I wrote. We know there's a story going around about some kids who fell in with the wrong crowd. I mean, that's an understatement. But we know most of our kids are great kids, and we want to tell their stories too. So send us a message or take a quick video and tell us about how proud you are of your son or daughter. And we'll share that story here on the NMI News Service and our new feature, I'm Proud of My Kid. We'll also play that video during our weekly morning show. Well, it's daily, really. Morning show, Good Morning Marianas, that airs right here on the NMI News Service. We live in a great place with a loving community. Help us share the real story of our islands, our families, and our children right here on the NMI News Service. Yeah, I'm proud of my kid. I know you guys are, and I want to hear about it. I'm proud of my kid. It's not a weekly morning show. Come on, dude. What are you, dumb? Yes, you are. Daily. There we go. That'll be part of our daily morning show. So that's going to be it. Send us a message. You want to send a photo too? That's great. You got a video? Great. I love the idea of someone shooting. Hey! I love the idea of someone sending a video and with a little something that says, hey, I'm proud of my kid, and this is why. Like if Jesse Santos' parents were there and they took a little photo of a video with him, he could even be there. Like, hey, I'm proud of my son. He just ended up shooting a... this is funny. I'll tell you what, we're going to take a real quick break, but this is one of the things I love. I love the idea about doing this. Here, I'm going to send you guys the update from Associated Press. Just 1 second, because I've got it on tab. Where's my tab for it? Kapow. There we go. All right, so here's the sports update from the Associated Press. We'll be right back right after this, so don't go anywhere.
AP Sports signed Denny Cap. Two-way star Travis Hunter is the winner of college football's Heisman Trophy. The wide receiver and cornerback from Colorado joins late running back Rashaan Salam as the only Buffaloes to have won the award. On the gridiron, Navy beat Army to bring home the Commander-in-Chief's trophy for the first time since 2019. Correspondent Gethin Kulba has the details.
Navy beat Army 31-13 in the 125th playing of America's game in Landover, Maryland. Quarterback Blake Horvath totaled 311 yards and 4 touchdowns, including 204 yards rushing.
Shoot, I know we didn't win no Joe Moore, but it looks like the rushing yards was 271 to 113, so it's just the facts right there, and, we played hard today, and we wanted more.
Bowl season kicked off with a salute to Veterans Bowl, where South Alabama topped Western Michigan 30-23. NBA Cup semifinals in Las Vegas. The Milwaukee Bucks punched their ticket to Tuesday's final, holding off Trae Young and the Hawks. Correspondent Tom Merriam has more.
The Bucks advanced to the NBA Cup final by coming from behind in the fourth quarter to defeat the Hawks 110-102 in Las Vegas. Atlanta held a 1-point lead with 7.5 minutes remaining, but Milwaukee went on a 21-12 run the rest of the way to earn the win. Giannis Antetokounmpo scored 10 points in that stretch, finishing with 32. He also had 14 rebounds and 9 assists. Damian Lillard added 25 points for the Bucks, who moved on to the Cup final after losing in the semis last year.
We were probably a little sharper this time around. Last time we was ready, but this time we came into it remembering our last experience, and we came correct.
In the late game, the Thunder overcame a sluggish first half to beat the Rockets 111-96. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led all scorers with 32.
Offensively, in the first half, just didn't make enough shots. They went into half with a little bit of a lead. But, we trusted our own work, and we knew that if we kept getting stops, we would be able to give ourselves a chance. And we did so.
Off the court, Sixers rookie sensation Jared McCain will be out indefinitely after suffering a left knee meniscus tear, which will require surgery. And Golden State is set to acquire guard Dennis Schroeder from the Brooklyn Nets. According to an AP source, the return will include DeAnthony Melton, who recently had surgery for a torn ACL and will miss the rest of the season. On the college scene, top-ranked Tennessee stayed undefeated, edging Illinois 66-64 on a Jordan Gainey layup at the buzzer. Janai Broome had 21 points and 20 rebounds to help second-ranked Auburn cruise past Ohio State 91-53. Lamont Butler tallied a career-high 33 to help Kentucky beat one of its rivals. Correspondent Bruce Morton has more.
With Bluegrass State bragging rights on the line, AP number 5 Kentucky held off pesky Louisville 93-85. Wildcats guard Lamont Butler led all scorers with a career-high 33 points. Coach Mark Pope.
Lamont Butler just gave us one of the all-time greatest performances in the history of this super special game. It's all time.
Butler hit all 10 of his shots from the floor, including 6 of 6 from beyond the arc. UK is 10-1.
Sixth-ranked Marquette squandered a 13-point lead and got upset by Dayton 71-63. Number 7 Alabama survived a late push from Creighton, holding on to beat the Blue Jays 83-75. Leah McNeely poured in a game-high 26 to lead 18th-ranked UConn past number 8 Gonzaga 77-71. 9th-ranked Florida knocked off Arizona State 83-66 to get to 10-0 for just the third time in program history. Number 10 Kansas opened on a 15-0 run, cruising past NC State 75-60. Number 17 Texas A&M earned a roadkill, defeating 11th-ranked Purdue 70-66. And Memphis upset 16th-ranked Clemson 87-72. History made on the women's side, where the Tennessee Lady Vols connected on an NCAA Division I record 30 triples in a rout of North Carolina Central. The 33-pointers set the mark for both men and women in D1 and are more than have ever been hit in an NBA or WNBA game. Coming up next, we go ice level. NHL, Jack Hughes notched his 20th career game-winning goal to help the Devils upend the Blackhawks. The Devils remain a point behind the Eastern Conference leading Capitals, which doubled up the Sabres 4-2. Washington extended its point streak to an NHL season-best 9 games, having gone 8-0-1 in its last 9. Tom Wilson scored a pair for the Caps.
It's a strong team. We love playing together. And it's another big win. I mean, the wins are coming. We're playing well, so we gotta keep that momentum going.
The Sabres lost their 9th straight. Out west, the defending Western Conference champs won their 5th in a row as the Oilers doubled up the Golden Knights 6-3. Leon Draisaitl paced Edmonton with 2 goals and an assist.
I like our game right now. I think we're playing well. I think we're starting to find our roles a little bit. We're starting to find
our rhythm a little bit better, and obviously, we got some really good teams coming up here, so just looking to continue that.
The loss snapped the Golden Knights' 4-game winning streak. Warren Foegele had a goal and an assist to help the Kings rout the Rangers 5-1 and pull to within 2 points of Pacific leading Vegas. The Wild stayed hot, dominating the Flyers behind a big game from their star left wing. AP correspondent Dave Ferry.
Kirill Kaprizov reached the 20-goal mark by scoring twice in the Wild's 7th win in 9 games, 4-1 against the Flyers. Kaprizov put Minnesota ahead to stay by banking a shot off the helmet of goaltender Samuel Urson 14-18 into the game. Coach John Hines sang Kaprizov's praises after the game.
To have him playing at the level he's playing at is, I think, it helps drive the team, and it's nice to see him have success because of just coaching him, the commitment that he has to the game and to the team, and he's getting rewarded for it.
Minnesota improved to 26-4, matching its franchise mark for the fewest games to reach 20 wins in a season, doing so in just 30 contests. The Winnipeg Jets picked up their league-best 44th and 45th points, flying past the Canadiens 4-2. The Red Wings went into Toronto and stunned the Atlantic-leading Maple Leafs 4-2. Brady Tkachuk scored in overtime to lift the Senators past the Penguins 3-2. The Ducks also needed overtime to beat the Blue Jackets 4-3. Alex Killorn won it in the extra session. OT also needed in the Big D, where Matt Duchene lit the lamp to give the Stars a 2-1 win. In the West Coast games, Nathan McKinnon scores a pair of goals and adds an assist as the Avalanche frees the Predators 5-2, winning for the 4th time in their last 5 tries. The Flames blanked the Panthers 3-0. The Bruins crushed the Canucks 5-1. Utah squeaked past the Sharks 4-3, and the Lightning struck the Kraken 5-1. I'm Denny Kapp, AP Sports.
All right, welcome back, CNMI. We are back here and ready to go, but we took that AP Sports break because all of a sudden we got a special guest popped in out of nowhere. Totally was not expecting it. Is his microphone working, though? I think he should be working just fine.
Test.
There it is.
Test.
He popped in, and it's funny. Now, I'm going to tell you, I know why I say the things I say sometimes, but sometimes they're definitely prompted by other people. And we got special guest in studio. Nobody was expecting it. You can't handle the truth. It's Robbie Glass. Yeah, I don't have that.
Hashtag Brad Rizal, the truther.
When I saw that was hilarious. And so
I would just like to set the record straight. Definitely born and raised in Texas. I have the ID to prove it. The birth certificate's back home. I can get it for you if you really want to see it, Brad. But,
Robbie, the thing is, if you can't prove it to us, is it even the truth? I don't know.
There's what you know and what you can prove, right?
Yes, I do believe it. You seem like a pretty believable guy. I mean, I've been fooled before. But I was thinking, what's the most offensive thing I could tell him? Like, he's probably from Oklahoma.
That's pretty bad as a Texan. There's probably some worse insults out there. From my understanding, again, this is not personal feelings, but my understanding is most Texans don't want to be referred to as Californians more than Oklahomans.
Yeah. I get that.
So, yeah.
I definitely get that, for sure. Hey, you've been in here before, haven't you?
I've been in the studio, but not during the show. I just decided to pop in. I was driving along Beach Road. I saw your camera out there doing the traffic report, and I was like, oh, after you said that and you called me out about maybe not being from Texas because those are fighting words, I was like, I'm going to come in here and fight him. We just had all those boxing matches and the UFA type matches this past weekend. Saw some highlights from that. That looked like a lot of fun. I'm sorry I'd missed it, but
I haven't seen any of the highlights. And the 14th, I couldn't even see Cookie's show either. I had the DPS. I had the VFW Christmas party going on, and I couldn't get to it.
There's some cool highlights. I saw one knockout that this guy just got a foot to the face, and then got a punch in the face after he fell to the mat, and they called it right because he got knocked out. So that one was making its way around,
like a Chris Tucker special. You got knocked a certain way out. I haven't seen any of it, but I've been getting flooded with all kinds of videos, as you might imagine.
I can imagine.
And I know you've been going through a lot. I can't imagine there's much you could tell us, but there is a lot going on with this case with this taxi driver. Mm-hmm. And I know you work over there at the Attorney General's office. Are you able to offer any insight at all about what's going on with that, with those youths? And
first, before we talk about any with that, first one I want to do is give a shout out to DPS for their great work on that. Heather Barcinas from our office that's been handling it. Both of them doing phenomenal work. Obviously, I can't talk about specifics of the case, what's going on. It's an active case. They're going to handle it in court. They're going to deal with it. But kudos to all those involved that were doing the hard work, working hard through the weekend, working hard getting everything done. They deserve our admiration and respect for all of that. And so just want to make sure I shout them out. But yeah, unfortunately, obviously, I can't talk about the case or anything going on with it.
Yeah, I didn't figure that's what you were rushing in to talk about this morning. But it's. At least I can ask. If you could tell me no, and it's fine. But
yeah,
at least I can ask
I know you got to
question.
ask, but that we can't talk about it, unfortunately. But
I think you nailed it, by saying how great of a job DPS did. They found those guys. They got them, and they did everything they need to do. They have to do it with your help, too, the help of the criminal division, right?
Usually, yeah. So I'm again, not getting any specifics, but typically on just any normal case, we'll review warrants. So if they ask us to do those kinds of things, we review those and before they take them into judges to get them signed and things.
All right. Well, I don't want to push any more on that one. You made it pretty clear. But I do appreciate it, and they did a great job. And I was talking about Simon Manakop. I know he does everything over there. In fact, while we were talking, he sent us over a press release regarding at least one of the incidents that happened over the weekend that you can't talk about either. But this is, and so we're going to post this in just a little after the show's all wrapped up. So, but he's doing the acting PIO job ever since Freddie left, and went to help out with the domestic violence task force, and now so he does his regular job plus all the PIO stuff.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do a little more than one thing around here. Smaller community, a little bit picking up stuff. You know a lot about being PIO stuff. As I recall, you were the PIO officer for CUC for a while there.
Yes. It was great. I'll tell you what, though, that's one of the cool things about living in Saipan. And this is how you can gauge if you're going to make it here or you're not. If you take this as an opportunity to wear more hats and do more things and add to your experience, then you're going to make it here. If you look at it like, well, that's not my job, well, then you're not going to make it here. I mean, it's just an opportunity to gain more experience and do more things.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, again, smaller community. I use our office as an example. We're a smaller office, right? Mm-hmm. We're not one of the big AG's offices like you have in the States sometimes. And so, yeah, many people wear multiple hats for multiple different things. Our consumer protection division, AAG, is, they do litigation and they do the civil or consumer protection stuff. So yeah, I think that's exactly right. You got to look at it as an opportunity, somewhere you can grow yourself. This is a great place, I think, for personal growth. This is a great place to come out and kind of discover and be exposed to a lot of different things and kind of see what you like and find your niche. And so yeah, people that do that, I think, really flourish. And people that have a harder time with that, I think sometimes maybe struggle when they're out here. But the best part about out here, though, is that everyone's welcome. This is not a community where it's like closed off or anything. I have felt welcomed from day one. Now I've been out here 8+ years, going on 8.5, almost 9. Man, I know time flies by. My 2-year contract that I was only going to do one of and then leave. Yeah, that's feels so long ago.
Well, and I remember you were the kid running on the beach, kid. I mean, the same guy.
I was the long-haired kid running on the beach. I miss those days. I wish I was still running on the beach.
But I'm thinking in Xterra. I wasn't thinking so much as Baywatch, but maybe
not anymore.
I slowed the video down
not
a little
anymore.
bit. Hair flowing in the breeze. It was awesome. But yeah, doing Xterra. What was the year that you did it? Was it 2014?
Xterra would have been, I think, 2017. 2017 or 2018.
Was it still going on in 2018?
It would have been one of those years. I didn't get here till 2016, so it was one of those years.
Wow.
It also could have been the Togaman.
Well, I know Togaman for sure, but I definitely remember being on the beach as you were running by the beach. And I was
just smiling at you like, who's this handsome devil on the side of the road?
That was 2016. It was 100% 2016 because I was with PIC. And I was down there. I had like a PIC sign or banner or something as you were running by. It was like an impromptu water station just to give some support from PIC. Oh, man, I haven't thought about that. But
There you
dude,
go, yeah.
it's amazing that you've been here this long and that it doesn't seem like you've been here this long. Like that time, Saipan is a time warp. It just doesn't count.
Yeah, well, I mean, COVID didn't help with any of that, right? I mean, like, kind of losing essentially 3 years of lockdowns and, restricted travel and all of that. Just, I don't know, like, either time passed really fast for you during that, and so it seems like kind of a time sink, or it didn't, right? And it felt like the longest thing ever. I think for me, it felt very quick. Like, it was just, where did that time go? Things were passing so fast. So much was going on. I think for me and in my life, I got married right before COVID, was learning all of those things as a new husband, still learning here now 5 years later, and trying to take lessons from, great married couples like Brad Rizal and Kathy Rizal. Shout out.
Hey, hey, you said you're 5 years in. I'll tell you what, you said you're still learning. Year 6, you learned everything already.
Okay,
you're,
so that's where it
automatically
stops?
become an expert.
Okay.
Everything you say is perfect. You never make any mistakes, and you're always correct.
I'll check with Kathy on that afterwards. So, Kathy, something to think about. Is Brad always right? I hear he is.
I think we're breaking up. Losing signal. Yeah. So, I think, that is a great topic for just a whole nother show about like a marriage conversation about what it's like, and all just the challenges, the opportunities, and at times struggles, and then how much you really, really come to value the strength of a relationship and what that is, and that other stuff about you hear about your better half, your other half, all that stuff. And coming to appreciate that too, like with Kathy and I, it's like, I know we are not the same person. She is literally so much better than me in so many different ways, and that she is the better half of me. But because we have strengths and weaknesses that just kind of fit together. That I didn't even appreciate that when we were dating and getting to know each other, like what all those would be. And I keep learning more and more about that from her and our relationship every day.
Yeah, and it's really cool how that develops and happens too, right? Like there were certain parts of me too that I think I didn't realize that were, I'll say like a whole, right? Like this part of my life or personality or whatever that I just didn't even know I needed or whatever, that Mabby's come in and just filled, right? And it's like, oh, that's what that's supposed to look like. That's how that's supposed to be. And seeing that and being like, oh yeah, that is better. Like that is 100% a better approach. It's 100% a better way for things. And so I like seeing that and I like experiencing that. I think it's one of the things through life that's such a joy in marriage, right? Is learning that growth, learning those things, becoming a better person through it, right? And you learn a lot even through the harder times. You learn a lot through struggles. You learn a lot about yourself and how you handle things. And I think all of that's been wonderful. Just trying to develop into a more rounded, better person for it. So
that's awesome.
I'm sure Kathy's done that for you. I didn't know you pre-Kathy, so I can't speak to it, but I've heard stories, so it's definitely true.
Well, I will tell you, it's definitely made me better everything. A listener for sure, and I struggle to become more patient every day. I mean, but I wouldn't if she wasn't so kind. Like if I didn't have that constant presence of this beautiful person in my life, I would not be even thinking about it. I would be like, nope, hey, this is my show. This is it. This is my life. It's the Brad show.
Yeah, you probably would have kicked me out at the door. You would have been like, what are you doing here? Get out of here.
No, it would have been locked.
I just would have been banging on the window. Let me in. Let me in.
Stop licking the glass. That would have been a great bachelor party theme for you. Anyway. All right. Before we get too crazy, it's 9:19 in the morning. We're running a little bit late just because you were here. But
thanks for blaming me for that. Appreciate it.
No, but it's great. I only stay late if there's great stuff to talk about. And we have a lot to talk about here, and then and stuff that we can get to. But we already told you, we're going to be heading over to the courthouse and we want to make sure that we're there to catch some of that stuff. And I know you got meetings to get to and everything. Yep. So I'm going to wrap it up real quick and say thanks to you for popping in, man. It was just
appreciate
a great.
It. Thanks for giving me some time here to talk to you. I appreciate the willingness to just hop right on and unexpectedly and do that. And,
absolutely,
that was awesome.
Hey, when you guys got stuff going on, and this goes for the whole office, right? Not just you. I mean, of course you, but if you guys have things that you're working on, things that you're really proud of, things that you want the community to know about, we'd love to have you in here. And it's not like one of those empty things you get from somebody that says, "Oh, my door is always open." No, I would love actively.
Yeah, literally
really
your door is always open.
It is.
Just walked in it.
I would really, really love to be able to share whatever you guys have going on with everybody and help the community know about why the stuff that you guys do is important too.
Yeah, sure, no problem. We also have a website that I know gets some postings and things. I know we do some press releases from time to time that I'll try to make sure you're added on so that you guys can post. But, unfortunately, just the nature of our work, a lot of our things are, because they're ongoing litigation, we can't talk about them. Or if we can even talk about them, it's very limited what we can talk about. So, unfortunately, most of the stuff is just what gets filed in court, what we do in court. And so, we are a little bit limited as far as answering every single question and dealing with everything. But, what we can, we try to do. We try to keep the community informed of what's going on. But, I hope everybody knows we're hard at work. We're working to make this islands better for everyone, to make the Commonwealth good for every citizen, every visitor, every person that comes out here. Along with DPS, trying to provide a safe community for everyone. And so, we're working hard at that. And so, kudos to DPS and everything and the criminal division for this weekend and all the hard work they put in, working, again, overtime and getting stuff done. And so, yeah.
Well, we put that link, cnmioag.org is the website. We just had it on the screen for a little bit, but now we put that link in the comments so you can find out more about what's going on at the Office of the Attorney General. Let's see. Got all kinds of questions on this. Oh, my gosh. I got guys in messaging me about what's going on with this. Oof, just brutal stuff. That's my job. That's my life. All right, man. Hey, thanks so much for being in here today, popping in. And I want to say thanks to everybody else for tuning in to watch the show today. We're going to wrap up because we're going to head down the street to the courthouse because we want to see if we can't get some video of some of the folks that we talked about today that you guys seem to be pretty interested in, and I know I am too. So thanks again for tuning in. Couldn't do it without you guys. It wouldn't be a show without you guys. And thanks for supporting the CNMI's only all-digital news service, the NMI news service. Well, actually, no, that's not true. You got Tomas over at Marianas Press now that he started it. So he's all digital also. So give him some love, too. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning, and we'll share whatever video we get later. We're going to be posting the press release that we just got from DPS, and for the guys who just messaged me about what happened over there at Poc Poc, we're going to get that for you, too. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning.